look at this Ford Super Duty truck. We're going to look at the headlights and the tail lights, marker lights. Let's get started. The tools for today's application: pick tool, fiber stick, 8mm shallow socket, 5.5mm socket, 1/4 inch extension, and ratchet. Alright, let's get started. First of all, we have to remove our 5.5mm screws. They're situated on top of our headlight capsule in the header panel and down below here. And also we have 4 running across the grill, because we will want to remove the grill for this application. First we'll start by removing our grill. Turning the bolts out counterclockwise. Okay, next to remove our grill, we have 5 retainers along the bottom. You can't just pull on the grill, you'll break the retainer, or you might break your grill. So we have to take our fiber stick and push down on these. You just get your fiber stick in there, push down, and just gently pull on the grill, and it'll release it. And there's our grill comes off. Let's set that off to the side. That there also allows you, if you have to change your own grill, and it shows you the step how to do it. Okay, now we want to remove our headlight. There is access to the back for your high beam, but it is quite difficult. You can't get to your signal light, marker light. But so we're just going to take that light right out. There's 4 5.5mm screws, 2 up top and 2 on the bottom. Let's get started. Now just support your light with your hands and just wiggle it out nice and gentle. Okay, here on our headlight, our pigtail on our bulb, we have to press in this little key here. And we want to be very gentle with these things, and just work it out nice and easy. Using your pry stick and just releasing that like so. And now we want to release our socket. Underneath here, there's also another one. Just push that in and wiggle it out. And same with our marker light. Underneath, push in and just wiggle out. Alright, now let's have a look at our lights here inside of our capsule. Remember to always set your capsule on a piece of paper or something. You don't want to scratch those lenses up in front. Now let's have a look at this headlight. This turns out counterclockwise and lifts out like so. This is a sort of a new style light. This here is an H13. This has got 60 watts for high beam and a 55 watt low beam. Now this light's still good, so we're going to put that back in. But if you touch the end of this with your fingers, you leave your grease behind off your fingers on there. That'll shorten the life of this bulb. So if you do by chance touch this, or you're changing and putting your new one in, always remember, try not to touch the end, and if you do, wipe it clean, because it'll keep your bulb lasting a lot longer. Let's get this back in here. This only goes in one way, and drops in, and just turns back in clockwise. Marker light here, that just turns out counterclockwise and comes out like this. This is a 3157A amber double filament bulb, and it just pushes into the socket. Just wiggle that out nice and easy like that. And you can see how that clips in. This bulb's still good, so we're going to put it back in. And now since I've touched it, I want to clean it up. And let's get that back in. It only goes in one way only. Just turns back into place. Let's have a look at our marker light over here. That just turns out also. This here is a 194 push-in bulb. That just wiggles right out of there. Same style, it just slides right in, clips in. Now that I've touched that, I want to clean it. And it only goes in one way. Just find where it drops in. Okay, let's get this light back in. Now just supporting your light, we have to put in our pigtails back into the sockets. These only go in one way, so just push them, you'll hear them clip into place. It means they're secure. And there we go, and then just line up your light, bring it around, and it just slides right back into where it's supposed to be. Alright, just lining up your light and supporting it. Just start the screws nice and easy in there. Give them a couple turns. Sometimes on these lower little screws they're harder to put in, so a little trick of the trade is just taking a little piece of tape and just placing it over top of the head of the screw, the 5.5 mil, and just slipping it into the socket. This here secures it in, and that allows it a lot easier for you to put it in. So let's get these put in. You don't want to over tighten these, just put them in secure. Turning turning clockwise. Then taking a pick tool, we could just remove our tape off of the bottom. Now we want to reinstall our grill. Here's our clips, our retainers that we had to push down on to release them out of the slots here on the grill. And when you line your grill back up, in the center there's like a keyway cut into it onto your header panel, and that's what we line up to. So let's get started. We'll set our grill up, lining up our tab here, putting that into place. And then we could just start one screw so your grill doesn't fall out on you while you work on it. We don't have to tighten it. Turn it in a few turns so it can't fall out. And then we want to line up our bottom tabs and push them into place. Starting on the one side and just gently push them in, and you'll hear them clip. Done. Let's put our screws in the top. Be sure not to over tighten these, just nice and firm, just put them in easy. There you have it. Let's move around to the back and have a look at the tail lights. Okay, let's remove our tail light. Inside of here is two 8mm screws. We have to remove those. And along the side here, there is two retainers that hold that light into the box panel secure. Let's get that light out of here. Okay, here we have to remove our two 8mm screws for the light. Let's get that done. Setting those off to the side. We're safe. Okay, this is where we're going to use our fiber stick. Get your fingers in behind it here and just kind of secure your light. And then push your fiber stick in and just gently work that light out. And it slides out of there. Now we want to undo our pigtails from our sockets. A lot of times if your bulb's burnt out, you can just turn it out and pull the bulb out and replace it. Wipe it clean and replace it. But today we're going to take this out just to show you in case you ever have to replace your housing too. Okay, first of all, for our lights, we have to depress down on our pigtail here to release the pigtail from the socket. So let's do that. That just pushes and pulls off. Nice and easy. Same with the bottom one. Let's put this light down on the tray and have a look at the bulbs. We'll start here with our backup bulb. That turns out counterclockwise. This comes out like so. This here is a 3156 single filament bulb, a clear bulb for our backup lights in this pickup. That just releases, pulls out. This bulb's still good, so let's put it back in. Now that I've touched that bulb, I want to clean it up a little bit. And this only goes in one way, so you find out where it drops back into the housing and just turn it in. Let's have a look at our tail lamp, marker light, signal light. Turns out counterclockwise. Same thing. This light here, if you ask for it at the store, is a 4157K. It's clear with a double filament. And it's the same thing. It just pushes in, clips itself back into place and secures. Now we want to wipe that clean and put it back to the housing. Let's get this tail light back in. You can see here we have two guides in our retainers. The guides slide in through the open hole on the bottom and the top, and our retainers clip into the retaining clips. That's the ones that we had to force out a little bit. So let's hook our pigtails back up to our sockets and line up our light and put it back in. These only go one way. They just clip into place and secure themselves. Now, we want to get around here and line everything up nice and neat. Now that we have everything lined up, and just secure it, push it into place. And let's get our 8mm screws back in. Okay, just securing it with the other hand. And just start them loosely so we can tighten them in. We don't want to over tighten these because they will strip out. It only goes into a plastic housing, so just nice and easy like that. Today we had a look at the headlights, marker lights, signal lights, brake lights in this Ford Super Duty truck. And hopefully we can save you a little bit of money. From the body shop and autobodytips.net, thank you.